Well, let's go now to Mustafa Barghouti, who's the Secretary General of the Palestinian National Initiative. He joins us now from Ramallah in the occupied West Bank. Good to have you back with us, Mustafa. Francesca Albanese, the UN Special Rapporteur to the occupied Palestinian territories, called the incident in Jenin human shielding in action. She went on to say that Israel has managed to turn international law literally on its head. What's your response to the disturbing vision that we've seen emerge from Jenin?
Well, it's the only difference about this incident and other things that it was recorded and caught on camera, and so the world knows about it. But in reality, the atrocity, the war crimes, the savage behavior of the Israeli army is all over, not only in Gaza, but also in the West Bank, using people, Palestinians, as human shields, bombarding places and killing children. We're talking about no less than 47,000 Palestinians killed already in Gaza, if we count the 10,000 people under the rubble, including no less than 16,000 children. And we're talking about atrocities also in the West Bank, where the gangs, the Israeli settlers' gangs, supported by the Israeli army, are attacking Palestinian communities around the clock. So it's one atrocity after the other. This is the only difference, is that this time it was caught on camera. And this incident in particular is absolutely horrendous. We didn't hear condemnation from the United States of America. And it looks like Netanyahu is dragging behind him in his war crimes, not only the whole Israeli establishment, but also the United States of America. He sounds like stronger than the President of the United States. Look, United States is upholding only 1 ton of explosives, while Israel has used 79,000 tons of American explosives already in Gaza, and yet Netanyahu is screaming. He is dragging the United States behind him. And all of that is happening because the world community, those who speak about human rights, those who speak about international law, has failed drastically in imposing sanctions on this terrible behavior of the Israeli establishment.
For its part, the Israeli military has released a statement saying that the, quote, the conduct of the forces in the video of the incident does not conform to the values of the Israeli military. And
so did they punish any soldier? Did they punish any soldier?
Yes.
Did they declare that any officer will be march-courted? Of course not. And nobody will be accountable. When Shireen Abu Akleh was killed by an Israeli sniper for no reason, nobody was held accountable. Nobody was judged. Nobody was taken to court. When they committed so many war crimes that are proven and recorded, not a single soldier or officer have been punished for this behavior. And that's why this Israeli statement means nothing. Actually, it means something. It means, yes, it doesn't confirm what they do, but these are Palestinians. And Palestinian life doesn't count. And Palestinian rights don't count. That's the meaning of what they did. Suppose and imagine that this was a Palestinian truck, so a military truck, and that the injured person who was tied up to the trunk is an Israeli. What would have been the world's reaction? What would have been the Western government's reactions? We didn't see much yet. And that means that this bias to Israel, this double standard that is used by Western governments, is the thing that is encouraging Israel to proceed with war crimes one after the other.
Yes, meantime, we know that Israeli strikes across Gaza have intensified. The latest on Sunday included a strike near the headquarters of UNRWA, the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, but they've also intensified attacks in the south, in Rafah as well. As these attacks continue without any sort of a seemingly a plan for this conflict, what should countries like the United States be doing? How much longer can it sit by and watch these attacks continue? And also with the rising number of children dying of malnutrition, it does seem like it's reaching a critical point.
I can tell you what they should do, but I know that they will do nothing. because they are absolutely and totally biased to Israel, and they are covering up the Israeli crimes. And they are weaponizing Israel to conduct yet another terrible criminal war on Lebanon. If the United States has a sense of respect to human rights, they would have imposed sanctions immediately on Israel. And what we need now, the only thing that would restrain Netanyahu is widespread boycott, divestment sanctions against his government and his establishment and his fascist ministers like Smotrich, who is in the process of trying to annex the whole of the West Bank and trying to kill absolutely any potential or possibility for Palestinian statehood. The United States is doing nothing to Israel, nothing. And I think this whole drama about 1 ton of explosives, of 2,000-pound bombs, is only one way of trying to liberate the United States from criticism as if it is doing something important. No, it's not doing anything important. It is supplying Israel with weapons. It is supporting Israel. Now they are sending their aircraft carrier back to the Middle East to support Israel in its planned attack on Lebanon. What we live through in the Middle East is very dangerous, because this would have a very serious impact on the whole world. It is sending a message to every people in this world that don't think that there is anything called international law or any kind of respect to United Nations or to human rights.
Okay, Mustafa Barghouti, we will have to leave it there. Thanks as always for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you.